Hello and welcome to the San Jose State Weekly Football Press Conference. Spartans coming off a huge win, 62-52 over rival Fresno State to end the regular season. After a big win like that, there are a lot of accolades and recognitions to go over. David Fales, senior quarterback, he was named the Walter Camp Foundation Offensive Player of the Week. He was also the Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Week for the third time this season, and he was a College Football Performance Award National Performer of the Week at the quarterback position. Also, Austin Lopez, the sophomore place kicker, was named Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week, and he was also a CFPA Honorable Mention for Specialist Performer of the Week. And two others, Kyle Nunn and Chandler Jones, they had big games as well. The senior wide receivers were both CFPA Honorable Mentions at wide receiver this week. So with all that being said, let's bring in San Jose State head coach Ron Carriger.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us today. Just to recap, really exciting day for San Jose State, for San Jose State Spartans, for our football program on Friday. What a fun, exciting day to be a part of that football game. Rivalry games are always something fun that you remember, that your players are excited about. Your seniors' last day is always something that's important for a team. And then finally, when you're fighting, you got your back to the wall and you want to get that sixth win to become a bowl-eligible team. That's important too. And so you add all those things. You add a electrified, great crowd at Spartan Stadium on a Thanksgiving weekend. It was something that I'll always remember, and our players will always remember as they reflect back on their careers at San Jose State. Fun win, great win. I thought both offenses just came out of the gate fast and on fire. I mean, just David played at such a high level, and so did Carr, their quarterback, played at a high level, and the balls were being thrown and caught in big plays. And I do not remember a football game at the end of the first quarter, 28-27. I don't remember a halftime, 42-41. And such big numbers. You could take those halftime numbers, and they're reflective of an entire game. The numbers were so high and productive. But the second half, I think things settled in a little. I was proud of our defense to give up 10 points in the second half. I thought that was huge. Guys, whether we stopped them on downs, whether we created a turnover, Keith Smith's interception, did a great job. And I think the part of that, too, was keeping the ball away. Our run game picked up and was effective. And I think we were able to, time of possession, we significantly held the advantage in time of possession. And that was part of the run game of moving the chains, moving down the field, keeping Carr off the field and their offense. So I thought that was big. The special teams was a big factor. Austin did a heck of a job on his field goals. Those were key, going up 15, going up 18, making it 3 scores away. And then the onside kick, Harrison Wade did an outstanding job just kicking it perfectly and recovering it after it crossed the 10-yard mark. So fun to be a part of, exciting day for us. With that 6th win, I'm excited. We're not just a bowl-eligible team, but I believe a bowl-qualified team. Last year's bowl team at San Jose State, very exciting offense. Well, this year's 2013 version, we averaged 40 yards more than last year's team. So that's an exciting thing. We've got a quarterback, David Fales, who is playing at the best of his career these last couple weeks. I believe we scored 110 points approximately in the last 2 games. So we're putting up points. We're putting up big numbers from an offensive standpoint, something that I think teams are excited about. As an offense, I believe we're in the top 15 in the nation in total offense. That's always exciting. Our conference record is a good record, 5-3, and then other teams that are bowl eligible as well. We've not only defeated them, but we defeated them on the road in their stadium. So I think that says something about our program, where we're at. And then I think a big statement is a signature win. Last game of the year, nationally ranked team. It's my understanding we're the only Mountain West team in 2013 to defeat a ranked opponent. So that's something that is a nice accolade for San Jose State Spartan football. I think Lawrence mentioned to me we have the 7th longest active winning bowl streak right now, currently going on. So that's nice to know as well. Well, add one more factor. I think we've had a challenging non-conference game. You know, with our good conference record, our non-conference schedule has been challenging. 3 of our 4 opponents are all going to go to bowl games. And, you know, so strength of schedule is certainly there as well. So I like our team. I like our chances. I'm excited about the opportunity. And this team, we're going to continue as if we've got our team working out this week. We've got our team lifting, doing some running. Most of the coaches are on the road recruiting. I'll be heading out. I was out on the road last night, and then I'll be back out tomorrow. Come back Friday, and we'll have our first postseason or post-regular season practice on Friday. And then we'll have another one on Saturday. Not knowing where, not knowing when, not knowing who, but just practicing against each other, continuing to improve and get better. Some exciting news at the team meeting this morning after I talked about the schedule and after I talked about congratulating the guys on a great victory. I announced that we have a player on our team who's rushed for 800 yards this season, led our team in rushing in his 8 starts, and rewarding Jared Lawson with a scholarship starting effective in January. Due to some of our seniors graduating, that will open up some scholarship spots. So real excited about that. Also on our team, we have another true freshman that started 8 games as well for us, and he was 3rd on our team in tackles for losses, Isaiah Irving. I had him stand up and got to reward him with a scholarship. So 2 walk-ons came to our program and worked hard, worked their way into the starting lineup, started 8 games. Both had not played a snap prior to this season of college football, and they were starters, and they significantly helped our team succeed. And I'm very grateful to be in this position to be able to reward guys. That's really what a big part of what I love to do is you see guys work hard, roll up their sleeves, and be ultimate team players, and to be able to give back to them a scholarship is a pretty fun thing to be a part of. So that was exciting news. So we'll see. We're going to keep recruiting. We're going to keep practicing. We're going to get ready as if, and hopefully Saturday or Sunday we'll get some good news, and we'll find out an opponent, and we'll find out where and when we're playing. But I'm really excited coming off this weekend. A great win for San Jose State, and one that I'll always remember and cherish, and I know our players will as well. So with that being said, let's open it up to questions.
All those selling points aside, just talking with the commissioner, it feels like there's a good chance that one team from the Mountain West will be left home. You guys are the only one with 6 wins. Is this a pretty nervous week as you wait to find this out?
No, I feel good coming off that great win. It was a great win, and you know, sometimes if things are beyond your control, they're beyond your control, and you can't do anything at that time. And I don't. Hey, all 7 teams. I'm not out to knock any. All 7 teams. It'd be nice if they could all go. I think the total. If you take total wins, that's skewed because then everyone would play teams you should win against, really. And I think there's something to look at, strength of schedule. You know, 3 of our 4 teams are going to go to bowl games this year. And so I think there's something to that. Else it would change how people schedule and not want to play challenging games on the road. So, you know, overall record, I would think conference record would be the biggest factor. And then head-to-head competition would be the next biggest factor. If you really want all things fair, I would think that would be the most important and significant factor in it. Yes?
I know we've already talked a little bit about the bowl games and stuff, but kind of getting off topic. Obviously, the offense put up a lot of points, but the defense as well kind of gave up a lot of points. What would you say is the biggest thing we need to improve on defensively if we were to make a bowl game?
Well, I think get some guys healthy, heal up. We're playing a lot of first-year guys who hadn't played this season the last 2 weeks. And so that's one, heal up, get healthy. I think a big part of that is the two offenses we played are big national leaders, whether it be rushing for Navy or whether it be a total offense and passing for Fresno. And finally, as I mentioned, with Isaiah, we've got a number of young players that are playing, and the from a coaching standpoint and a program development standpoint, the best part about playing in a bowl is those practices, whether it's 10, 13, 14, 15 practices we get to continue. We get an extra spring football practice, and that's probably the best thing. So player development, continuing to bring those guys along as they're developing as young football players, I think that's the biggest thing that would help.
Attendance and team draw to a bowl game often factors in to the selection process.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think your team falls in that category, considering fan bases?
Yeah, I don't know the exact order of where that is, but I know it's not huge. Like some programs, nationally, they're going to travel. Some programs these three Mountain West schools, I don't know what the order is, but I don't think it's a huge difference. I think that up there with that is the excitement that maybe the team brings, the style of offense. David Fales is a big name quarterback, one of the top players in the country. I just think it'd be hard for a Bowls to say no thanks to that, being what's being brought to the table.
Will you spend any time, especially if you don't get a bid, thinking about the ones that got away, the San Diego States, the Navies, that, one more win probably could have
Sure.
really
Yeah, human nature, and I do that after every game. You go through the game in your head, what you could have done, but really it's water under the bridge, and as a team we self-scout a lot, so we will do that more so to improve for next year. We'll look at our cut-ups and we'll break things down. What did we do well? What areas can we improve? Is it scheme? Is it personnel? And try and break that down in an effort to improve. And we'll do that naturally. But I really think it's a going down a road of no return if you really second guess or doubt or do all these things when it's behind you, other than try and improve yourself for the future. So yeah, there's maybe things here and there, but for the most part, I liked our guys. We played hard. We did have some tough losses, and I think part of that, maybe you could say some of those tough losses helped our players mature and helped us for a Fresno game. Sometimes the ball bounces the other way, sometimes it bounces your way, and to use a phrase, and Fresno coming in that game, they won some tough, close games, and the ball bounced their way. And coming into that game, we lost two really tough games, 2 of the last 3 weeks. The ball didn't bounce our way, but fortunately the last game, our guys, I think what I'm most proud of, even though there was some tough times, we got back up and we bounced back and we bounced back and we bounced back, and to be able to keep our eye on the prize despite some adversity in the previous weeks, and to be able to come through with a big win like that, it just reinforces never give up, never quit, always compete, always battle. And when you put everyone's mind towards a common goal, you can achieve it, and that was most exciting.
Obviously, at this point, you'd be happy, I'm sure, to just get in a bowl. But is there any particular bowl that you're looking at? That's the bowl.
Oh, in any bowl, I'd be very excited, and I know our team would be excited to go to. Just tell us where, when, and what time kickoff is. We'll be excited to do it because it's a celebration of the season. It's a celebration of being able to have that extra time with your team. There's that bonding, and it helps in the recruiting front. It helps in your alumni, your school, your university, your spirit. All those areas add up. So we're not picky in any way, shape, or form. We'd love to go to any bowl and be great representatives and put on a great show at the respective bowl.
If you guys should be selected, it would be the first time since I think '87 that the team made consecutive bowl games, and you guys did it in a transition year, a new coach. What does that say about the work you and your players have done this year to deal with all the changes and still come back and win 6 games?
Well, I tell you, I think coming into this year, there were really high expectations. And were they fair or not? I don't know. Everyone can be their own best judge of that. We went through some adversity, as everyone does, but we had a number of guys that got injured, unfortunately, leadership guys in key positions. We also lost a really a great deal of players. 6 guys were in NFL camps from last year's team, and wherever you go, that's a tough loss because those are leaders, those are proven veteran players. And whether it's a glorified position or an unglorified position that just is down in the trenches, those are significant numbers. And so I'm just proud of our guys. I didn't put pressure on myself. I know our coaches, hey, we'll roll up our sleeves and we'll go to work. And sometimes the score came out how we desired, and unfortunately sometimes it didn't. But I think the best part is we never gave up. Yes, there are growing pains when there's changes and new schemes on an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint. There's growing pains to understand those schemes. But I think all along the attitude was there, the excitement was there, and I think sometimes it's not how you start out, but how you finish. Steal that cliche. And I think we finished on a really high note. And so to me, I'll look back on this season as there were some highs, there were some lows, but we won the big one at the end of the day. We had a huge win and got to send our seniors off with probably the biggest win of their career, and a ranked opponent, undefeated, and electrifying stadium. It was just a great way to finish the season. I think you'll be able to go. I feel good about it. My understanding from the athletic training room is everything's being picked up, so that'd be really exciting to get Noel back and to cap off a great career for that young man who's a leader of our. Talking about losing leaders, here's a 2-time captain who's just kind of the heart and soul of our team, and to see your leader go down was tough. That's adverse. For a team, and to get him back would just be electrifying for our football team, and I hope it can work out.
Now you guys kind of right next to each other as the final second ticked off. Was
Yeah.
part of that moment between you guys, was that part of that moment that saying, hey, we want to get you another game?
You know what? I would absolutely love nothing more. And yeah, it was great. I turned, and there Noel was, and he is as excited and happy as every one of those guys who played. And he's a team player. He's a leader. I have so much respect for him, his work ethic, and what he's just overcome, some adverse things in his life. And I'm proud of him, and it'd be nothing better than to be able to give him one more game, put on the Spartan uniform, and go out and play. So, yeah, that was a special moment. You reflect back and be able to hug your players after a game in an excited state.
What would a second bowl game do in terms of recruiting? Kind of, maybe just how the way you guys have finished the season, 2 exciting games, especially this big game, as you guys hit the recruiting trail. What kind of feedback have you gotten from the kids that you're talking to, and what kind of excitement level it has the way you close the season done to the
Well, momentum is a word I think of, and I had like over 70-some text messages after the game, and several of them I couldn't return. It's one-way text, meaning because the whole recruiting thing, you can't text yet. That's going to change compliance in the near future. But I was so excited to get that, and then I had home visits where everyone who watched the game, their excitement, great win. Just there's a lot of excitement out there for that, and I think that creates momentum in recruiting, and it just continues on. And I think, our goal is to be a team that plays postseason every year. We want to be that team that goes and does that, and so this would be huge just to get a second year in a row and something to build off of and gain some momentum to continued bowling in future years.
How much will you be kind of keeping in touch with Gene over the next few days, just trying to get updates on what he's hearing and what situation?
Yeah, well, he and I talked yesterday about it. I don't think a lot's going to come clear until this weekend, though. My understanding is there may be some behind the scenes, some of the bowls talking amongst themselves, I think, but I think more so they will hold a lot of that off until this weekend and then make their announcement. So I think this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, more likely, is when we'll all find out who's going and where they're going. Yeah.
Final question, just kind of thoughts on the conference title game. Obviously, two teams you played, and what do you think of that kind of matchup? A great offense versus a great defense.
Yeah, well, you said it right there. That's what stands out. Utah State, outstanding defense, and you look at their veteran. That's a program that you look at their team. I think 16 or 17 of their starters are seniors. They've grown up together. They've worked through some tough times. And they're a great defensive football team, the best in the conference. And then you flip it around and you see Fresno State, and the numbers they put up are very impressive, and they're the second best offensive team in the conference. No, the quarterback Carr is outstanding. Their receivers, just impressive guys. Those guys I could see playing on Sundays down the road, and a tough team to stop. So it's going to be interesting, the offense versus defense. Utah State's holding their own without Chucky Keaton. My hat's off to them for getting to that championship game, losing one of the top quarterbacks in the conference, if not the country, and still making it and winning that Mountain Division. And then Fresno State, their challenges, they stumbled with the loss last week, but refocusing and re-honing in on what their goal is, and it's still a chance to win the conference. So it'll be an exciting game, and hopefully there'll be a battle to the finish. Okay, thank you very much.
That's it for this week's press conference. There was one note that I forgot at the beginning of the press conference, and it is senior quarterback David Fales is the CBS Sports Offensive Player of the Week as well. There will be no radio coaches show this week. However, there will be a Spartan Football Weekly that airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. on Comcast Channel 104. And for all other news, you can check back at sjsuspartans.com. Thanks.